You know, if you stop and think about it, our planet is in constant motion. Deep in the Antarctic, southern right whales start a 2,000-mile trip north. Way up in the sky, bar-tailed godwits take off on this insane nonstop flight from Alaska all the way to New Zealand. And across entire continents, millions of monarch butterflies flutter toward one single, almost sacred forest. This isn't just a trip, it's migration, an ancient rhythm of the planet. But that rhythm is in trouble. It's facing a challenge like never before. And today, we're going to figure out why. And this quote from conservationist David Wilkove just nails it. It's not just about moving from A to B. It's this deep, hardwired trust that the whole crazy journey is worth it, that there's a destination waiting and a path to get back home. It's a kind of faith that has paid off for millions of years. So, the big question is, why? Why would any creature spend so much energy on these unbelievable journeys? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple and pretty brutal. Survival. I mean, think about it. When the seasons change and suddenly your food is buried under ice or your home becomes totally unlivable, you've really only got two choices: stay and die or get moving. Migration is nature's brilliant solution to living on a planet where the resources are always shifting. You can really think of migration as this massive evolutionary gamble, and the costs, they're huge. The amount of energy these animals burn is just staggering. The journeys take forever, and honestly, a lot of them don't make it. But the payoff? Historically, it's been even bigger. By making the trip, they find these places with tons of food and way fewer predators trying to eat their babies. And what does that mean? More of their offspring survive, and the adults themselves get to live longer. So yeah, the gamble has always paid off. And you have to remember, this whole strategy didn't just pop up overnight. It was forged over millions and millions of years. This table gives you a little taste of the kind of change life on Earth has had to deal with. I mean, look at these swings in temperature, CO2, sea levels. They're enormous. Migration evolved to cope with these massive shifts. But here's the crucial part. Those shifts happened slowly. This is a strategy built for a marathon, not a sprint. So how in the world do they pull it off? How does a tiny little bird or a giant whale navigate thousands of miles with pinpoint accuracy? Well, they're equipped with this incredible biological toolkit, a mix of genetic programming and hands-on experience that's been perfected over eons. Okay, first up in this toolkit is a fantastic concept called phenotypic plasticity. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. It just means these animals aren't mindless robots stuck on one program. They've got built-in flexibility. So if, say, a winter is way warmer than usual, some species can actually adjust their internal clocks and start migrating north a bit earlier. It's this short-term, on-the-fly adjustment that lets them tweak their journey to what's happening right now. But for bigger, more permanent changes, that's when evolution kicks in through something called directional selection. This diagram shows exactly how it works. In any group of birds, you've got some variety, right? Some are genetically wired to leave a little early, some a little late. Now, if the climate starts warming up consistently, those early birds are going to have more luck. They'll raise more chicks, and they'll pass on those leave early genes. Over many generations, the whole population's average departure time literally shifts. The key takeaway here is that populations absolutely can evolve to match new conditions, as long as they have enough time. And here's where it gets, I think, even more amazing. New research is showing it's not all just genes and instinct. Individual learning is a huge piece of the puzzle. Just look at white storks. On their very first migration, the young ones are kind of all over the place. They're exploring, taking these long, inefficient routes, but as they get older, they stop exploring and they start optimizing. They use the memories they've built up to find new shortcuts, making their trips way faster and more direct. They actually get better with practice, just like us. And finally, you have the sheer physical marvels. Just get a load of this number. A bar-tailed godwit, before it takes off on one of the longest non-stop flights in the animal kingdom, will eat so much that pure fat makes up over half of its body weight, 55%. It literally turns itself into a flying gas tank. It just perfectly illustrates the incredible commitment and physical preparation these journeys demand. Okay, so we've seen that migration is this powerful, flexible strategy that's worked for millions of years against slow, natural changes. But what happens when that ancient strategy smacks head-on into a crisis that moves at the speed of human industry? Well, that's the battle that migrants are fighting right now.
And what's so alarming is the sheer number of punches being thrown at once. It's not just one problem, it's melting sea ice, taking away whale habitats. It's ocean acidification, messing up the entire food web for sea turtles. It's crazy weather events and shifting ocean currents. Migrants are being hit from every possible angle, all at the same time.
This graph here shows one of the sneakiest but most dangerous threats. It's a timing problem called phenological mismatch. So warmer springs are tricking birds into migrating and arriving at their breeding grounds earlier than they used to. But the problem is their main food source, caterpillars and insects, they're on their own schedule. And as you can see, that creates this critical gap. The birds show up ready to eat and feed their chicks, but the all-you-can-eat buffet isn't open yet. It's like arriving for your dinner reservation only to find out the kitchen won't be open for another 2 weeks.
And even if a migrant gets its timing perfect, it gets hit with the second punch: habitat loss. The actual places they're going to, the destinations and the crucial rest stops along the way, they're just vanishing. A quarter of the world's grasslands, gone. Those vital coastal wetlands, paved over. And that very specific tiny patch of forest that monarch butterflies absolutely need to survive the winter, it's being chipped away by logging. The somewhere to go that their faith depends on is literally being wiped off the map.
So this is the race we're watching. It's a race between the incredibly fast pace of human-caused change on one side and the ability of these ancient strategies to adapt on the other. So is there any hope? Well, the answer might lie in two things: the amazing power of evolution and the potential of our own ingenuity.
And this map tells a truly remarkable story of adaptation. It shows a type of bird called a black-cap warbler. For ages, they migrated from Germany down to Spain for the winter. But then, around the 1950s, a few of them, the weirdos, the outliers, started flying to the UK instead. It's a shorter, safer trip. And in just a handful of decades, this new route, driven by a genetic shift, has become super common. It is a stunning example of evolution happening right in front of our eyes, and it shows that some species have this deep well of adaptability to draw from.
But not every species can adapt that fast. The whooping crane population dropped to just 21 birds on the entire planet. They needed help, and fast. And this is where human ingenuity is just incredible. By understanding how these birds learn their migration routes, conservationists came up with this brilliant plan. They raised chicks in labs and had them imprint on an ultralight aircraft. That little plane became their surrogate parent, and it literally taught the young cranes a brand new, safe migration route. But here's the best part. Those human-taught cranes then led the next wild generation on that same path. We used what we knew to rewrite their map and pull a species back from the brink. And that brings us right back to where we started, to this quote. But it feels a little different now, doesn't it? That hardwired belief, that faith in a destination and a path back home, well, it's being tested in a way it has never been before. The places are disappearing, the timing is all wrong, and the challenges just keep piling up. For millions of years, these epic journeys have been a testament to this unwavering faith in the rhythm of the earth. But in a world that we are changing faster than ever, the real question isn't about their faith anymore. It's about our actions. Can we be the ones to protect their rest stops, to preserve their destinations, and to make sure that for generations to come, their incredible act of faith is not, finally, misplaced?